taking us back to like the 1940s and just moving it forward towards present day. And this is not without, like you were saying earlier when you described it, the arts. So we're talking about music, dance, spoken word, poetry, all of that stuff. And it's all original stuff too, developed by the artists that I work with. And Carrie also works with another youth organizer that is here with B4 Studios. What B4 Studios is a sector of teen empowerment that essentially works with youth on the arts specifically. So we're talking about dance, spoken word, poetry, and rap.
So what if a teen comes in and they say, I want to do another form of art, but it's not along these lines of an original play, music, dance, or spoken word, or rap. I want to do a praise dance.
Hey, I mean, to be honest, like, when we were looking for B4 Studios artists, the reason why, because in the past it was called B4 Records, where it focused solely on the musical arts, we opened it up to become B4 Studios so that any artist of any type between the ages of 14 and 21 could have an opportunity to work with us and work for us on the Peace Conference, and also to just sort of like be the right-hand man for teen empowerment in terms of these events that we hosted throughout the year, just being like that support system for the arts.
Awesome.
It's pretty dope, honestly. Like,
Do you want to add something? Because I know you guys came up to speak on the conference one together. Come on, baby. Come on.
Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Carrie.
Yay.
I'm a youth organizer at Teen Empowerment.
Come
I'm 16. I'm 16. I've been working at Teen Empowerment for now going on to 3 years. I'm going to be 17 this year. I started when I was 14. So I've been in the game for a long time, but I'm still a youngin'. And basically, with this Peace Conference, we've been pouring our hearts out into this Peace Conference. We've been working every day, working a lot of hours, singing. There will be singing, dancing, all that good stuff, poetry, speeches around the social justice issues that we actually tackle within the work that we do. And I'm very excited for it.
So, okay, I'm the devil's advocate. You know, working all these hours. Y'all don't work hours. Y'all in school, singing, dancing. How does that work? And what social justice? Y'all are 17, 15. What do you mean social justice? What do y'all know about civic engagement?
I mean, it's like we live in a system where it's so destructive, especially upon our communities. Talking about the school to prison pipeline and the justice reform. I mean, the criminal justice reform. That around that area. So we talk about a lot of those issues. We talk about teen empowerment. We're also talking about youth leaders and talking about us being youth leaders within our communities, and that's what we do. We tackle those issues. And some people think that we're too young to do it. Some people think that we are not awoken, and we are awoken. And the work that we do, you are going to see at the Peace Conference, and I hope that you all will come. And basically, yeah.
And you're 17 years old, and you've been with
16.
You're 16, about to be 17.
Yes.
And you've been with the organization since you were 14.
Yes.
So let's go through your journey a little bit. Mm-hmm. When you came to Teen Empowerment, you were 14 years old. Tell us about that journey.
Well, when I was 14 years old, I was kind of like a person who didn't like to speak a lot. I was told to, when I was younger, to stay in your place, it's not your business. And when I seen all these issues going on around me as a young African-American woman, there was a huge elephant in the room, and I never could talk about it. Like, you know, racism's right there, but, you know, keep your mouth closed because that's not your business. Stay in your place so you don't get caught up in it. But truly, by living and being black, I'm already caught up in a system that if I can't talk about it, then what's the point? So when I joined Teen Empowerment, I was very shy, but I had a lot to say, but I didn't say it. And Teen Empowerment helped discover the leader in me that I didn't know I had. So I started doing more speeches. Matter of fact, like at every event that we've had so far, I've done a speech, whether it was intro or the closing speech. So Teen Empowerment has just grown, helped me discover the leader in me that I didn't know I had. Especially within all youth, and I think that's what they all do, because within being there, I've seen like, characters literally change, like, their mindsets change. Like, I remember, this one girl, she didn't like the police officers, and we had a couple of dialogues with the police, and basically, everybody knows about, stereotypes around the police and stereotypes around black men and the youth, and so when we have these dialogues, we're creating relationships, and I remember this one girl who worked at Teen Empowerment. I was 15, and she did not want to talk to the police, not even say a word, and then after the dialogue, she created the same relationship with that police officer she had a problem with. So, I think teen empowerment, like Malaysia said, it helps you to try on new things and also helps you to discover the leader within yourself that you didn't know that you had.
I am so intrigued by you because when you came in the studio, you're quiet, you just sat down, and then when you open your mouth, it's like, ah!
Yeah, I'm a quiet storm.
Yeah, you are a quiet storm.
Nice.
What?
I'm gonna start calling you that.
Quiet storm. That's gonna be your nickname.
Yeah.
What would you say to parents that have a child that isn't doing anything this summer to influence them to, push their kids to come to the 25th annual Peace Conference, but to also get involved with teen empowerment for future youth conferences and just to do the work that you guys do?
I would think this is very important for parents, especially for me. That support is one of the biggest key values, and supporting us coming out to these events. It's very important that it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to raise a leader, and therefore that means you need support. And for the parents out there, this is very important to us. We're not just a bunch of kids, we're a bunch of leaders within the hood trying to make change within the hood. So, and that's not recognized every day, especially around all the stereotyping around black youth and just of all, especially teenagers, just youth in general. So, a big thing for parents is to come out and support and to help create, not only, don't break them down, as in don't come to their events and don't support them and actually build them up, because presence is a big thing, especially when it comes to me. When my father used to come, when I started living with my father after I got taken away from my mom, and my father started coming to my volleyball games, presence was an important key to me because I knew that was support. So for the parents, it's a big thing, especially for us, because we're putting our blood, sweat, and tears into this to get the message out that you usually don't see every day. And just for your support, and also, that's about it.
So I'm confused because I'm really not confused, but I didn't think young people worried about what goes on. And
hi, it's Malaysia again.
Hi, Malaysia.
I think that's a really common thought process that young people, don't really pay attention to these issues or don't care, even if they do know they exist. And at Teen Empowerment and at many of the other organizations around the city, we really find that people are really interested in making their community a better place. Like youth notice, and youth go through a lot of the issues that their older counterparts go through as well. Youth have issues with police. Youth deal with these things of mental health and that sort of issues that come up all through your life. And I found that once people are educated on these issues, they care to make a change. If you don't know what to do, obviously you're not going to do anything. But if you don't know what to do and you decide, I'm going to find out, you really have an option to make a difference. And that's what happens when we really bring youth to teen empowerment. It's not teen empowerment giving them power. It's teen empowerment showing them that they had power from the get-go. It's not about an adult telling you, see, look, now you have power because I taught you how to do this or taught you how to do that. It's about you building up your power yourself, you fostering, having your coworkers and your adult staff to foster this power that was always within you that you might not have just known you had. I mean, I think that's really what teen empowerment does differently. It's about, a lot of organizations will come and say, I'm serving these people in this community and I'm going to help these people. Teen empowerment is I'm going to hire these people to help these people, I'm not going to just bring people in from outside and tell them how to fix our community. I'm going to bring people from the community who know the problems, who know the solutions, to fix whatever is going wrong. Like every year, during our interview process, we brainstorm issues, and even if you don't get hired, the issues you brainstorm are in our consciousness for this year. We still talk about them. We still work on them because what you believe matters, and even if you don't work for teen empowerment, what you believe matters. So that's really what we try to do.
So if I'm not hired, you still use my idea. Is that what I heard?
If you're not hired, you're obviously welcome to come to all of our events, and we still, talk about what you find to be important. So if you think, say, I don't know, people skipping school is a hugely important issue, and that's something that is not being focused on or something like that, teen empowerment will continue to, think about this idea. So like this year, our surrounding issue is racism. So,
I wonder why.
Yeah. we listened to what people were saying around our community and really built our program around that because we want to be able to serve the people in our communities in these neighborhoods.
So let's say, for instance, I'm a youth. I come and get interviewed, but I'm not chosen or hired. How can I still be involved?
Well, like Nate mentioned, there's also B4 Studios. So if you're any sort of artist, we had a couple youth that didn't get hired for the actual youth organizer position that came back to be youth artists, which is awesome. Of course, you can still come to teen empowerment events. So we definitely want you to still come. We want you to stay involved. And we hire a whole new group in the summer. Well, some people who want to get rehired as well. But we hire a whole new group in the summer. So just because you interviewed once, you can come back doesn't mean you're not gonna get the job. Like there's been tons of people who interviewed first round, first school year, didn't get it, then interviewed for summer and got it, and went on to be awesome youth organizers and really build this up.
So what if I'm 13 and I'm a dynamic leader and I want to be involved?
Like I said, you definitely get involved, like with going into events. We've actually had some youth artists that were a little younger than 14, so that can be arranged. But for like literally working, you really can't work at 13. So, but you can definitely still come to events, get involved, and talk to us. And when you're old enough, like we really want to interview you. We really want to hire you.
Jose, can I talk to you for a minute? Can I speak to the elder in the room?
Yeah, you gotta do it like that.
I gotta do you like that, Jose. Good rising. How are you?
Morning. I'm alright. How you doing?
I'm super fantastic. I'm super fan. So tell us a little bit about teen empowerment, because this is the 25th annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, and you don't look like you're 50, so...
Yeah, so, Teen Empowerment is this nonprofit organization, like our young people have been saying, we hire young people ages 14 to 21, and really help them become vehicles of social change, really helping them understand just the power in facilitation, the power in feedback, but also just the power that they can see in each other, and using each other as resources to really build a better future, to build a better tomorrow, better community. And yeah, Teen Empowerment's been around since like 92. It's kind of crazy. I was born in 92. But yeah, it's been around since 92. It's been in multiple different sites. Been in the lower Roxbury end, been in the South End, been Eggleston, Roxbury, Dorchester. We got a site in like Rochester, New York, Somerville, and currently right now like Roxbury and stuff like that. But we're trying to grow as an organization and trying to like really impact these different communities by like spreading ourselves in all these different places. But yeah, that takes time and money. But yeah, the Peace Conference is going to be super, super dope. Got a chance to see some of the scenes yesterday during the rehearsal. We're going to be rehearsing all week. And we'll be releasing like clips of our rehearsals and stuff like up online. So if y'all follow us on Facebook, that's the Center for Teen Empowerment. You guys be able to get a sneak peek.
Center for Teen Empowerment.
Yes.
I was looking when we were going live, and when I looked up the Boston Youth Peace Conference, the 20th came up. I guess the 20th event is still up somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's a old little Facebook event that we need to take down. My apologies, but yes, it's the Center for Teen Empowerment is our Facebook page, and if you look on these flyers right here, got all our little handles, on the bottom. For our different social media sites. So if you guys have seen our flyers around, you guys will definitely find a way to follow us and be in tune with just everything that we're doing. And just like to answer a question from earlier about just like what happens if you don't get hired or if you're 13 and you still want to get involved, like we still take down everyone's information, phone number, age, like home address, and we just like really try to follow up with people as like they reach age. So we can like try to like, coordinate something where we can get people in through those doors, and at least have an opportunity to interview.
So, who started this 25 years ago?
That'd be Stanley Pollock. He is a great, funny individual. Learned a lot from him, and he genuinely cares about our young people, and like watching them in our staff meetings, and even in like just these different meetings we go to, when he really stands up for the organization, stands up for our young people. Like he has a genuine heart for this work, and there's not a doubt in my mind that like, this teen empowerment in itself is like a living testament of all his hard work, and one can only be really appreciative of just like the road that's been paved and just like things that we have to kind of lift up and hold up, as time goes.
So a lot of these social justice issues are these really facilitated by adults and then children have a seat at the table, or do the youth sit at the table and the adults are standing there taking notes? How does it actually work?
So I can only speak just from Teen Empowerment's perspective, and Teen Empowerment is an organization, but young people always have a seat at the table, and they always have a say in the conversation, and if it's anything, we're asking them what it is that we need to do, what it is that we need to like focus on, what direction do we need to go. When it comes to like even our events, we take a very like backseat role, and like we just make sure the young people are handling their jobs, in terms of just what it is they signed up for and what it is that they want to see happen. And even when we make up these events, when we come up with names and just like what's gonna happen, what's the makeup, who's doing what, like young people are the ones that really take head on to those conversations, and really like get those things done. We just, again, it's a partnership. It's a youth adult partnership. I think that's what makes teen empowerment very, very different, is because like, I can sit at a table with young people and legit feel like I'm at a staff meeting, because our young people at Teen Empowerment, they get it. They understand the big picture. They've worked so hard to really try to, again, get their voice out there, to get their voice noticed, and it would be a harm to like their work and just like a complete like setback if I didn't paid attention to that or paid homage to that and let them like really just like be the best selves that they are, the leaders, and just
We do have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. If you have any questions for these young people, Teen Empowerment, the 25th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Break the Bind. We'll definitely ask what that means. Break the Binds. Good rising, calling you live.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Miss G.
I got a question. I'm curious. What does the future of the youth of Black Boston look like to them?
Great question. Thank you, Miss G. Come on, youth. Come on, young people. Because I want everybody's opinion. She asked a question I would love everyone to answer.
Good morning. My name is Alejandra, and I'm a youth organizer at Teen Empowerment. I think for me, what it looks like is whatever we want it to be. And with organizations like Teen Empowerment, it can be so
How
bright.
old are you, Alex?
I'm 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So with organizations like Teen Empowerment, it can be as amazing as we want it to be. And my hope for the city of Boston, especially our youth, and especially as a person of color, is that our future is bright. That when a person of color walks down the street, especially when they see a police officer, that they can just say hi and they can walk and be safe. And that's it. that's what I see in the future, that our city is safe and our city is bright with people of color.
Bright with people of color. Who wants to go next? Alejandro. Don't. We're going to come back.
Malaysia again. I really, in one word, I want equity. I want people to have the things they need, have the things that they deserve as human beings. We have needs. I want people to be able to meet their needs. I want our city to be a safe place to be a person of color. I don't want, if I have kids in the future, I don't want them to have the same issues that I'm having right now. Like, if we do our jobs, our children shouldn't have to deal with as many issues as we do now. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be perfect, because it won't be. But I hope that the work that I do and that my coworkers do and that my community does can make a difference, so that my children just don't have to go through all the issues that I know so many people go through in my community.
Who's next?
It's Carrie, the quiet storm.
Hey, Carrie. Quiet storm.
I agree with Malaysia. Like, what do we do with this system that is so embedded and deeply rooted within our institutions and constitution? Like, I don't want the...
Hold on, bars. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard those bars?
What? DJ on the track? JK. But I don't want the problems, the issues that we're having today. I don't want my children to face them if I have never had them.
Baby, you 16. You think our children.
True. But we are also the future, so...
Okay.
And, like, I think voice is very important. I think that in the future that we will be more comfortable with using our voice in a way that is going to help other people open their mindsets. And that's what we do here at TE. We have dialogues. We create relationships throughout those dialogues. And it's because we are able to use our voice. And that's what I want. Like, beautiful black children, like, you have a voice and you can use it. And I didn't know that. And I have a voice, and that's what I'm using right now. So just for more voices, I call them voices. And with me, I love unicorns. I have this obsession with unicorns.
Okay.
And it's like, to be a unicorn, you have to be yourself. So more people being themselves and not being pulled into the stereotypes and pulled into the things that people want them to be, but to be yourself. So more voice and to be yourself.
Quiet Storm said I'm a unicorn.
Yeah.
That's all I heard. Come on, you're next.
That's accurate.
Hey, tell me your name again.
It's Nate.
Hey, Nate.
So I guess for the future of people of color in our city, like Carrie was saying, the one thing is just like, in terms of the youth at least, being more comfortable with their voices and being able to speak up. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, like, it comes to a point sometimes where you become, like, fed up with an issue, you can, like, kind of shut down. And it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, that doesn't really help anyone too much. And so for the youth to be able to just, like, know that they have a voice and be able to utilize their voice to the best of their ability in the future would be lovely, really. Just to be able to have, like, in mass numbers, youth just speaking out about the issues that they face and being comfortable enough to talk about them with confidence and understanding that their voices do matter would be great. And also being able to understand that it doesn't matter how many people are talking at one time. If someone is just ignorant and wants to ignore you, like, they can do that for their lifetime, you know. But understanding that over time, the more and more people who are involved and the more determination and, like, effort is put forth, the easier it will be for them to get their point across and for people to respect their opinions. So just knowing that, like, short term, it might be, like, frustrating, it might take a little while, but over time, it'll work out. So just for the youth to be able to use their voices in that way, I think that's really good.
Okay. So we're gonna role play. We're gonna do a little bit of scenario real quick. Let's say, for instance, I'm an employer, and I'm saying I don't like your dreads. They're dreadful. I don't think they're locks. I think they're disgusting. And if you want to work here, you have to cut them.
I don't need this job. Nah, yeah,
but that's something in our society that is real life. People have, you know, it is a form of prejudice. When you come into this workplace, we were under the notion you were going to cut your dreads. They're dreadful, and we really don't want our clients to see that. We don't think it's professional. As a youth, how would you tackle this? How would you handle this in society? What differences would you make to combat this form of prejudice?
Well, like I was saying, that idea of being able to use your voice to state your opinion and or at least justify your lifestyle choices, very important. So me personally, what I would do is probably write up a proposal for why I would actually need my hair, and also why I would want to keep my hair and why it's a bad idea for me to cut my hair. In terms of lifestyle choices and prejudice, like you were saying, it doesn't really that's one of the things that I've always found kind of ridiculous when it comes to work. It's just not being able to have your hair in a certain way. That doesn't really make sense to me, especially considering that some people are bald. I'd be yo, I don't want to see the sun shining off your dome, but I gotta see that anyway. You could blind me. That's very dangerous. You should probably grow something. Oh, you can't? Well then, you feel what I'm saying? So stuff like that doesn't really make sense to me. And yeah, I'll probably write a proposal and talk about it. Just being I don't want to cut my hair. I had my hair longer than
I had my hair longer than you've had this job. Thank you. So Alejandro. Oh, Alejandro. I'm sorry. I'm not Spanish.
It's okay.
Okay. So, stereotypical. All of these Mexicans coming into this country are destroying our economy. I hate these immigrants. Why are they coming here? Why can't they stay in their own country? Not just them. The Syrians are coming. The Africans are coming. Can you guys just stay home? You're ruining America.
If America would stop ruining those countries, that would probably be the best first option.
Shots fired.
Stop bringing wars into countries, and then maybe they'd stop trying to come here. That's probably my first thing, but my second is immigrants built this country, whether it was forced immigrants, also called slaves, or immigrants, European immigrants. That's what has built this country, and to neglect that part of our history and say that Mexicans or Syrians are destroying it is kind of not the way that we should look at it. Rather, they help build our country. I mean, Mexicans in California kind of supply our nation with fruit. So it's kind of for us to neglect that aspect is terrible. And hashtag president, you can take that somewhere. Go somewhere with it.
What about the policies that we have in place? So we may not have, as far as hair is concerned and the locks are concerned, there may not be federal policy towards that. I know some companies have company-wide policy. But we don't have, as far as federal policy is concerned, as a youth that may or may not, because I'm being really stereotypical right now, having you answer this question, what policies, if you could, you guys are the future, what policies would you pass to make immigration more tolerant but yet controllable? I feel like it's kind of like weed. As far as everybody selling and smoking weed, we can't regulate it, we can't tax it. Everyone's coming to the country, they're undocumented persons, we don't know who's here. How do we control it, but yet be tolerant?
I think that would start with immigration reform. We haven't had decent immigration reform probably ever at this point. Our country's pretty old, 200, 300 years we're hitting on, and we haven't hit any type of recent immigration reform to deal with the fact that the world is changing. Globalization is a big effect. Everybody's mixing and merging, and the fact that we haven't changed any of our laws, and that we refuse to Democrats and Republicans kind of refuse to come together and think of new ways to change immigration and make it actually work, is probably where we should start. And then from there we could go. But if people don't want to work together and join and see that immigration isn't an issue, but rather just something we need to work on, then we can go somewhere.
I want to hug you. These are our future. These are our youth. Teen Empowerment, 25th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference. Break the binds. Really quickly, who wants to speak on breaking the binds? What does it mean? Do you want
I can
go ahead.
Break the binds is kind of just breaking the different binds that hold our people back from being as successful as they can be. So whether it's the systematic oppression that we face from forces like the police force that sometimes are holding our young people, especially young people, black men of color, back, or it be systems like the school-to-prison pipeline, where you see yet again young black men, and especially Latino men too, being kind of attacked and like brutalized for just simple things that people see all the time. It's making people acknowledge that these issues exist and telling them that we can break them, and that if we come together as one and unite and say that we are powerful, we have a voice, and we demand that people change it, you can break them.
And how are you guys breaking the binds this 25th Annual Youth Peace Conference?
So for this peace conference, we're breaking them by addressing these issues. I think the first part of a lot of talking about issues is just getting out and saying, this exists and this is how it's affected us. And by showing it in a play and through the spoken words and speeches, you can do that.
Thank you. Come on, baby. I hate women. Women don't deserve money. They over here fighting for a full dollar. They just need to be happy with the 79 cents that we've given them. I don't understand why they're always complaining and they come to work with tight clothes and just... These women. What can we do about these women? What should we do about these women? These complaining, nagging, angry, black, brown, Hispanic, Latino, whatever you want to call them. What do we do about these women?
Well, I think my first, what I would say to that first is, starting with what you mentioned, angry, recognizing why people might be upset. I think what we ignore when we talk about a lot of social justice issues is we ignore intersectionality. We ignore the fact that racism is part of gender discrimination and that sort of thing. So I might be a person who talks loud or maybe doesn't show emotion, so I'm perceived as angry. I'm perceived as hateful, and that's a really kind of dangerous path. And I think that would be the first thing is the recognizing the issue of racism when it comes to women's rights. And I guess I would just say, like, there has never been a time in the entire creation of the world where women have not been working just as hard as men. We're not doing the same things, and one might argue that we, are built for different things, but that does not mean that we cannot both accomplish these tasks. Where we, as a society, we have built a society where all people are doing all types of work, and if we built this society, we have to give equality and equity. We can't just say, well, the moment they allowed women to work, that's when you have to be equal.
The family was destroyed when y'all decided to work.
When we decided to work, I think the society sort of pushed us into work. I mean, how many households with two parents, even now, can you really get by with only having one job? That's not normal. And the family was not destroyed. It's actually been proven many times that with both parents working, children have a better, they have a better outlook on life, because that's important. It's important to, be able to see your parents doing well. Like, it's been proven many times that if both of your parents go to college, you're very you're far more likely to go to college. That's male or female, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, if you see your mother being part of a, you know, high position, or working in government, working wherever, it's helpful for you if you're a son, you're a daughter. That's important. I that's just such a, like, it's just strange. Like, of all the issues we have, it's just like this is really the one we've been dealing with the longest. So I don't know why we haven't really just how about we all do, if we're doing the same amount of work, we just get paid the same. I don't know why that's an issue. We're doing the same amount of work. You're not gonna say, well, that dude has brown hair, so he should get paid less. That doesn't make sense. He's doing the same job you're doing. He should get paid just as much as you. Like, it's like saying because Jose wears glasses, he shouldn't get paid as much as someone who doesn't wear glasses.
Because his name is Jose, he should be paid less.
Yeah, of course. But still, he'd be paid, you know, more than me. So that's well, actually, way more than you. Latino women actually have the lowest.
Yes, absolutely. I'm loving this dialogue. We are talking with youth empowerment. They have the 25th annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Break the Binds, Saturday, April 29th. Doors open at 6:15. This is at the Paramount Theater. An original play, music, dance, and spoken word. This summer, they also will be hiring youth ages 14 to 21. Come on, Quiet Storm.
Yes.
Come on, Quiet Storm, because I got something for you. These black men that are assaulting the police. These black men that scare the police. These black men that make these police feel some type of way, threaten Mike Brown out here beating on folks, Trayvon Martin over here, scaring folks, creeping in people's backyards. What are we supposed to do about these black men that they have issues with the police? The police don't have issues with them.
Well, first off, I think that what we need to do, well, personally, what people who have been dehumanizing black men need to do is to realize that they are human. We also talk about the criminal justice system and how, honestly, it's a business. That people's lives are being put behind bars because it's a business and it costs money. So to realize that we need not to dehumanize black men, and there's already a lot of stereotypes. When you talk about way in the beginning of this country, talking about the stereotypes that have put upon black men, that they're scary and that just dehumanizing them in any type of way and form because of something that they can't control because of their skin color. So I think that it starts with not dehumanizing them and actually starting to create relationships with them and see who they are and actually see them as a human instead of a threat. And that's what we do at Teen Empowerment. We've actually had dialogues with the police where we create relationships, and that we've actually had a lot of white officers, and you can see that their mindsets when they meet us, they change. You know, we all have racial biases, and that's something that we need to break. And we need to do that by coming to our consciousness. We need to do that by creating relationships, and that's what we've been doing. So it starts off with dehumanizing, and also you have to be real with yourself to come to your senses. So, and to confront the racial biases that you have. Everybody has them. So, yeah.
So really quickly, we're going to go back through the list of everybody. And I want you to speak on gentrification. We want to beautify Boston. We want to bring Boston to be the best Boston, one Boston, grand Boston, great Boston, international hub Boston. But we can't do this with y'all Roxbarians not cleaning up your front yard, Dorchester looking disgusted, y'all Cape Verdeans killing each other every day. So how else are we supposed to beautify Boston when you guys aren't taking care of your neighborhood? So we're gonna come in and do what needs to be done, and some of y'all may not have to be pushed out and priced out to Brockton and pause. As far as role playing is concerned, I read an article yesterday that 50% of Black, Latino, people of color have been redlined to 5 cities. 50% of people of color have purchased homes in 5 cities in the state of Massachusetts. 5. So, y'all just need to move to them 5 cities that where y'all belong to, and stop. Just give us back Boston. Give us Boston. We want Boston. We want to beautify Boston. We thought we wanted the suburbs, but it's a little too far for us. We don't like traffic. So y'all could get on the bus and train since you're used to it anyways. Go to Brockton, live out there, and give us Boston.
To your first point about the trash in Roxbury, it'd be really nice if they put trash cans. City of Boston, just work on putting trash cans in Dorchester and Roxbury. Maybe, people would have places to put the trash. That'd be a great place to start. With gentrification, it's always funny to me because, Roxbury used to be the place where, you didn't want to walk through if you were white. Now every white person wants to come through it, and it's the same thing that happens.
Walking the dog.
Hey,
Sparkles, ready to walk through the hood.
It's a common trend within the city and around the country where you see, oh, look at this nice land, let me just take it. And it's not right, and it's a big issue within Boston. Is that we're taking people's land right from them. I think because Roxbury's been primarily a rent center, it's been easier to push people out, and that's an issue that the city of Boston needs to deal with. Is that rent is a huge issue, and that's why we don't have homes, because we've been renting them for our whole lives, and we weren't taught the proper ways to buy a home. There weren't programs set in place to help us buy the homes, and that's going to be an issue that is dealt with in Break the Binds, is talking about how it's difficult for people of color to buy homes and people of color to get the homes. And when you don't have the access to, buy a home or get a loan to buy a home, that's why we have so many rent situations we have now, and why we're getting pushed out is because our homes are kind of just to people, like you said, just move somewhere else when it's been our community for as long as we've known. Put trash cans, please.
I gotta say, first, stop making affordable housing and start making affordable homes. That is the kind of the crux of the issue, like Alejandra mentioned. And also, when I think when people talk about now the city's interesting, who made this city beautiful and something you'd want to actually move back into from the suburbs? Who's making our public schools look enticing? Who's making this city big, brighter, and better? It's the people living in it, and we're the people living in it, and you want us to leave. So I don't know how great the city would be without people of color. Boston is a majority, quote unquote, minority city.
We're a majority city.
Exactly. There are way more of us, than there are. I'm not gonna say them, but others. And when it comes to gentrification, it just disgusts me because people don't. I'm a history major, so history is really important to me, and people ignore history a lot. I mean, why do we live in Roxbury? Because because when a bunch of white people, when white flight happened in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, they were like, let's get these black people stuff in the inner cities, put them in these broken down buildings, make them pay rent to whoever. Roxbury was not an attractive place because it used to be all Jewish people. And so we're like, okay, Jewish people live there. We don't really want to live there. Put those black people in there. They can live there. Then we won't walk down these streets. We won't make sure they have small businesses. We won't build grocery stores. We won't have great schools in these areas because those are not our kids. And that's another part of this. The issue is that people see people of color and they don't see people. They see objects to be shuffled around and pushed out, and they see something that's worth less than them. And it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, my family's lived in Roxbury for I don't know how long. Between Roxbury and Dorchester for at least 50, 60 years. And
really quickly, because I want to, you know what, callers, can you please have a little patience with me? I do want to get these two opinions as far as gentrification is concerned. Who wants to go first? Please give me your patience. If you're calling in, if you're currently on hold, go ahead, baby. Gentrification. Why y'all just can't move out?
Well, first of all, I think that it all comes down to that idea of places to go in the first place. Us moving to different areas in the quote-unquote greater Boston area isn't necessarily a good idea in terms of like the humanity sense of it. Because like Malaysia was saying, it's basically just like using us as pieces of a puzzle. And if you really think about it, puzzles are whack. So we probably shouldn't treat humans like that either. Puzzle pieces are really easy to lose. I hate puzzles. But yeah, it's just like that idea of seeing everyone as a human, rather than just like an item that's taking up space that you want. Because if you look back at like Manifest Destiny in the United States, that's like a massive genocide of Native people, and it's just like it's all in the name of like religion, and now it's just like in the name of we want our city back. But at the end of the day, it's like you didn't want it before, so it doesn't really like you can't really.
It looks so appealing now. I want it back. You made it look lovely.
Well, thank you, but the key word there is we made it look lovely, right? That was an effort that was like built, like that was like put together by community, and like to ask for it back is kind of just like ignoring that entire sense of just like what it took to get it there. It's crazy because I keep looking down this street because I used to live like literally like a couple weeks ago, like a month ago, I used to live right on Michigan Avenue, right? And so the idea behind Michigan Avenue is that like this housing company came in, they wanted to buy all the homes on that street, and they were like they already had plans to like build all the houses and everything else, and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna build these houses on your land, so we just need you to like hand over your property, and the people said no, and as you can see, those houses are still there. They're like, nah, we are not gonna give you our homes because we put this block together and made it like a small community in our city. And
Michigan Ave has been a community for has been its own incubator for a long time.
Yeah, and when Erie Ellington came and they were like, yeah, we want to buy your homes, they were just like, nah, we're not going to let you do that because we built this and we're going to keep it that way. And the house that I lived in was like at the end of the block. It was like the only house on the block that looked like the houses on Erie Street because that was like the only, I mean, I don't want to call them like scabs or sellouts because I don't know them, but those are the only people that were just like, yeah, you can have our house. It's fine. That's a lot of money that you're offering us.
But you said you moved though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I moved now, but I don't know.
Did Erie Ellington buy your house?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, they already owned it. That's where I lived. Like I just lived in those. I lived in that house, and like on the other side, on Erie Street and Ellington Street, they had like those houses. They all looked the same, and so it's like it's weird.
And did you know Bowdoin is now Mount Bowdoin?
What?
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, Bowdoin is now Bowdoin is now Mount Bowdoin. That's the Erie Ellington, Erie Ellington area. It's Mount Bowdoin. So the four corners. Yeah, it makes it less dangerous. It makes it so appealing. Like, come live at Mount Bowdoin.
No, that's not me.
Come quiet
You
storm.
got a commuter right there. It's just like,
Let's talk about this gentrification quiet storm.
they got the little commuter.
I want you to come move to Mount Bowdoin. You know? Beautiful, wonderful, Erie Ellington, Mount Bowdoin, Upper Roxbury, Lower Roxbury.
Here's the thing that I find funny with our country, what we like to do the most, we like to sugarcoat. Mount Bowdoin, sounds like the same street that I've lived around the corner for years, but I think the thing about gentrification is that you're pushing people out of their homeland, and you're pushing people to live in these cities where they live in the middle of nowhere, where they can't get to the resources that they can get when they're actually within, where they used to live. And it's our city now. They want to make it so beautiful because right now, currently, it's ugly. But what's making it ugly? How come there's so much effort being put into systems that are quote unquote making it ugly instead of all the effort that should be being put in to make it beautiful? It's we. It's not, oh, you need to get out of here. It's we. I don't understand when we talk about communities of color, and we talk about the educational system, and we talk about a lot of these, just a whole bunch of systems. It's like more than math work at this point. That we talk about how messed up they are, but we don't really talk about how to fix them, and we don't talk about solutions, and with gentrification, we don't talk about the solution and what we can do to make this city that we've been living here for a long time now. My family's generations passed down. How to make it beautiful as a whole, and how to make it beautiful with just us and not push us out because we're not considered as beautiful. That's another way of dehumanizing a whole population. So,
Quiet storm.
yeah.
Bars.
How?
We have some callers on the line. I want to thank you so much for your patience. 61 Good Rising callers. Thank you for your patience. 617-282-0062. Good Rising caller, you're live. It's you, baby. Good Rising. Maybe I left you on hold for too long. You completely forgot about us. Good Rising caller, you're live.
Hello?
It's you, baby. Good Rising. Thank you for your patience.
Is this TaylaAndre?
Is this Julia Mahia?
Yes, it is. So I'm waiting on hold for 15 minutes to start.
Hey. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience.
No. Can I just say I would have waited an hour just to give a shout out to Teen Empowerment and Carrie and her crew. It's just been so inspiring to hear young people, but I really wanted to just really take a quick look and ask this question in terms of, we talked a lot about the systems that are in place that have kept us in these situations, and I'm wondering what inspiring thoughts you may have on how we can break free of our own mentality, because oftentimes it's people, we're in our own way, right? So let's look at, if you all can just talk to me a little bit about what words of inspiration you have for parents and for students out there who may not be as woke as you are to get with it. That's one. And the next question I have is about education in terms of what words of encouragement do you have for educators so that they can have more sensibilities when it comes to educating our young people.
Great questions again. I apologize for keeping you on hold, but I thank you for your patience. There was 2 questions. You guys want to tackle that one together?
Well, I was gonna say you kind of hit on it. It's education. And your two questions. For the first one, when it comes to kind of breaking out of your own mindset, that just comes with awareness, and that comes with learning about the issues around you. Like, I mean, I know there's like one. Well, like for me specifically, I know for a long time I hated my hair. Like, I hated it. I thought it was ugly. I wished it was straighter. I wished it was prettier, nicer, whatever. And that's sort of.
It's crazy that you think that, because I'm looking at your hair and it's gorgeous.
Thank you. That's nice. Thanks. I try. No, but that sort of understanding, that sort of consciousness and acceptance of yourself really just comes with learning and educating yourself, and reading about history and reading about your roots, and learning what it means, especially to be a person of color in this country. And for educators, it's really making sure that when you see your students, you're seeing them as human beings that you're helping to develop. Because, I mean, teachers play a huge role in the development of a young person. Some people see their teachers more than their parents, really. How many hours we spend at school? 8 or so. You can play a really, really huge role in the development of a young person, and the way you do that can be very, very important. So, I mean, I think it's really important to make sure that you're allowing the young people that you work with to have a voice, to be able to speak their mind, to really, rather than just giving them something to say, really thinking about how they can develop their own thoughts and, their own critical thinking. I think that's something that definitely lacks sometimes in our education system. And that's not at all teachers' fault. Big ups to teachers because they do a lot and they do not get the recognition they deserve. But something that's lacking in our education system, especially with the testing and all that sort of stuff, is critical thinking. Like, rather than just remembering something, it's thinking of how you interpret it, how you answer questions, how you do that sort of thing. That's lacking, and that's a super important part of consciousness. That's an important part of developing love for the self, is being able to think through things on your own. Yeah, that's all I would say.
Thank you. Quiet Storm, you want to wrap that up?
She basically just said.
She said everything?
She wrapped the storm.
So, Elder Jose. Come back, Elder Jose.
Keep calling me Elder. It's making me feel some type of way.
You're the elder in the room, Jose.
Nice.
25th Annual Boston Youth Peace Conference, Break the Bind, Saturday, April 29th, 2017. Doors open at 6:15 p.m. The Paramount Theater, 559 Washington Street. An original play, music, dance, spoken word. Tickets are $5 in advance, $7 at the door. What would you like to say to wrap up today?
Nice. You heard a little plug.
I did.
Snapchat plug. Nice. I guess, like, one thing I would really say is that you'd be missing out if you didn't come out. And it's like a lot of people have been saying today. A lot of our young people say that support is super important. And, we talk about young people being the future, but young people are here now. And the way I see it, the future is now. And watching them, like, perform, watching them work hard, watching them really just, like, again, interpret these different messages out here to their best of their ability. And then, like, we're able to come together to really make a show out of it. I think it's super powerful. And I think if people don't come, then, there's just so much that you're going to miss. And a lot of this, the TE model anyway, is to really get people's voices into the room who don't usually get heard. And this play addresses a lot of those voices. This play in itself, really helps acknowledge the voices that kind of get lost through disengagement or through, like, just, being fed up with what's going on and just, like, staying in your own, like, lane. But recognizing that, like, we have to come together in order to really make a change. And that's what this play kind of signifies, but it also just shows the power and the hope and just, like, what's they anticipate in the future, what's to really see it come. So yeah, my thing is everyone should come out. It's open to all ages. We have group rates, so if you contact us at the phone number that's on the flyer, which is
617-824-8.
Oh, no, not that one. That's the Paramount.
I'm sorry.
We're at the bottom. We're 617-536-4266, extension 312.
One more time, 617-536-4266, extension 312.
And, you can call that number. We can set up some group rates. If the ticket prices are too expensive, like, we
can try to set it up. What if I'm a youth and I don't have $5? Like,
listen, we're comping tickets. We're going to comp tickets. So, like, if, you got to contact us, let us know what's up. And, right now we're just trying to get people in the building. We just want to get people to fill up the seats. And so we will work with you if you don't have the funds. That's fine. We recognize those struggles.
My whole summer group wants to come.
How big's your summer group?
I got like 20. I'm lying.
I know you all. I'm just like 20.
I have a whole summer group. I feed them. They don't have any money. I take care of these kids. But I want them to be around youth that are empowering. I want them to see what they can become. Because, they may not be 14 at this time.
Yeah, no, that's totally doable. I would just say call us. Call us and we'll figure that out.
617-536-4266. I know T. Michael Thomas was on the line and he was trying to get through. T. Michael Thomas is the founder of the People's Academy, and he teaches young people and adults how to create jobs by giving them the skills they need to be carpenters.
Carpenters?
No, working with copper.
Oh.
Sheet metal, that's what it is. Sheet metal. So the People's Academy, T. Michael Thomas, I thank you. I love you and I support your work and your efforts. He as well was dealing with the whole Erie Ellington situation because they weren't trying to give him a building so he could teach and empower and help people build generational wealth. So please look up the People's Academy, support the People's Academy, and knowing him, he was trying to tell us about an event we needed to come out and support in order to tell the city that we would rather have a People's Academy than a health center. I am TaylaAndre. I want to thank Team Empowerment because I know you guys are on vacation and didn't nobody want to wake up at the crack of dawn to be here today.
I have 3 classes right after this.
You have a class?
College.
Oh, college life. So y'all ain't even on that high school schedule no more. Y'all miss that?
Yeah. I'm on vacation. The Quiet Storm is on a quiet vacation.
Quiet Storm's on a quiet vacation. One more time, can you guys come up, tell your names, give your outro, wave to the camera. And for those that were on Facebook Live, the phone did. So since the phone's dead, I'll just go ahead and post the YouTube video on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm Malaysia. I'm 19. I'm a teen empowerment youth organizer. I've worked at Teen Empowerment since 2015. I'm a history major. That's it. I'm glad to be here. I was here last year as well. It was great last year, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad for you, Tayla, because you're actually interested in interviewing us and actually, talking about other issues. We're not just here to say, we got a peace coffee, bye. But yeah, that was great. Thank you for having us on your show. Thank you for giving us this time. And yeah.
I'm Alejandra. I'm 20. Youth organizer, community engagement organizer at Teen Empowerment. If you have any questions, you can email any of us it's Jose at Teen Empowerment, Alejandra at Teen Empowerment, Nate at Teen Empowerment, Malaysia at Teen Empowerment.
You guys have your own email. I want to be a part so I can have my own email.
If you have any questions, you can email us. Make sure you come out to our event, and thank you for having us.
Anytime, all the time.
Yeah, I'm Nate.
Some bars.
I mean, they don't want it. Yeah, so, I'm Nate, and I'm a community engagement organizer, youth organizer.
How old are you?
Artist manager for Teen Empowerment. I'm 19 years old. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Now I look back, 19 years, that's a lot of years. It's not time. All right. That's great.
How long have you been with Teen Empowerment?
I've been at Teen Empowerment since late October.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started working there. I'm like a newcomer to this.
That's
but
okay.
you feel me? But I'm here.
You know what? And that's an accomplishment.
Exactly.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Nate.
Nice to meet you, too.
It's Carrie, the Quiet Storm.
I don't know why I hear Prodigy in the background every time you every time you hit the mic. I'm thinking of Prodigy real quick. Go ahead.
I'm 16 years old. I've been with Teen Empowerment since I was 14.
Oh, you gotta come closer. They can't hear you.
I'm 16 years old. I've been with Teen Empowerment since I was 14. I will be turning 17, so 3 years. I'm singing, I'm dancing at the peace conference. Please come show up. I sing, I dance. I wish I could spit a little vocals and bars for you, but right now I can't. So I'm excited to be doing the work that we do here at TE.
All right, TE. Jose, you want to do the outro?
My name is Jose, 25, program coordinator for Teen Empowerment. If y'all need some jobs, hit me up, okay? So we're going to start the hiring process at about late May, early June, and hopefully have a group hired by July 4th weekend. Well, not that weekend, but around that time.
Mm-hmm.
How
many jobs?
From my understanding, we usually hire about 30 youth.
30
in the summertime, 15 a site.
How much y'all get paid out?
$11 an hour.
Oh, I'm about to apply.
Nice.
I'm about to apply. We about to get it in.
Listen, we about to
Y'all got health
change
insurance?
some mindsets.
You got health insurance?
You know. But yeah, just contact me. Like email me, Jose@teenempowerment.org, or shoot my office phone call, and I will do the best of my ability to check that phone. I'm rarely in my office. Rarely in my office.
Hold on, Jose, you speak Spanish?
Not chill. We're not doing this right now.
Come on, Alejandro. I want you to. I do. I want you to.
It's hilarious that she keeps calling you Alejandro.
Okay, don't
Like,
judge me. Don't judge me.
I'm just saying, you're not Alejandro. No, listen. We're not doing this right now, okay? You can get up here and do this. You want to do this? If you want jobs, hit me up.
Say
Okay?
it in Spanish.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that right now.
Come on.
No. Jose out.
What's the point of speaking if you don't
Jose
say it?
Alejandra.
Oh, wait, you want me to?
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I want you to speak to the Latino youth.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Si tú quieres un trabajo para el verano, 11 pesos la hora, si edades 14 a 21, trabaja para Teen Empowerment.
See, Jose, that was easy. You see how
Come
simple
on,
that was?
Listen, I'm just trying to give the power to the youth.
You said I'm just trying to get the power to you. I am TaylaAndre. You are tuned in to Wake Up with TaylaAndre. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. These youth appreciate you. Please come out. Doors open at 6:15, April 29th. Bring the babies, bring the youth, bring the kids, bring yourself. One of the things Quiet Storm said was presence is everything. Being there in support, you may not have the funds. Jose said he'll work with you. You may not have the ability to do all that you want with your kids, but at least you can put them in a position to watch other youth use their leadership. And I love the way, I don't know who said it, one of the babies said that we all have leadership inside of us. We just need it brought out of us. I love the youth. I love the babies. And anything and everything that I can do to help support you guys, I will. So if you need anything, just ask. Break the Bind, Saturday, April 29th. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I am TaylaAndre, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.
Yep, that's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with Tayla.
Thank you so
That
much.
is fun. 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up the radio rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, alright? Make sure you tune in.
So I didn't go live today. We have a little snippet.
Tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3.
We do have a little small snippet of the Facebook Live, but because my phone did,
Oh, yeah.
because the phone died, it's only a small snippet. It might be 20 minutes long.